From natural disasters to creepy, eerie looking situations to a car that seemingly just disappeared. Here are the top 10 scary dashcam recordings no one was supposed to see. Starting off in our number 10 spot, we have the lightning strike. I remember when I was a kid counting the time between the thunder and lightning, trying to see how far away this strike was, and despite the fact that it was able to light up the entire sky, it always, thankfully, seemed so far away. That is certainly not the case for this dashcam video though, as it catches a lightning strike touching down just nearby to the car that caught it. While everyone was clearly okay in this video, it definitely was a strike that would be a little too close for comfort, I think, for anybody. In our number 9 spot today, we have the fallen lines. This dashcam video comes from a day where it was clearly very stormy weather. It's raining, you can tell there's a lot of wind, and the visibility is quite low. It is said that after a huge gust of wind, this completely unexpected thing happened, and thankfully it was all caught on camera for us to see. If he had just been a little bit more ahead of where he was, those lines could have fallen right on top of him. How absolutely terrifying of an experience that would be. Thankfully he was alright and got out of this scary situation uninjured. In our number 8 spot today, we have the late night road stop. This video comes from someone's dashcam as they are driving along the highway. They get to a stop that is blocked off with pylons, so they have to stop, but there are no police cars or any construction workers. There's just one car by itself stopped beside the pylons. Once he comes to a stop, the person from the mysterious car begins approaching his vehicle. You can see their legs, but it's dark, so their face is still hidden in the video. The guy driving the car tries to figure out what's going on, but obviously senses that this is some sort of a bad situation.
What's going on? Can I help you with something?
Yes.
He obviously quickly speeds off because who knows what is about to happen. It's unclear whether this stranger had intentions to rob him or maybe even something worse, so I am very glad that he got out of there instead of sticking around to find out. In our number 7 spot today, we have the tornado. Tornadoes are such a weird thing, and this dashcam catches a huge one as it touches down and rips across a highway. This video was posted on YouTube by James Hammett, and the description explains how this tornado formed about 8 miles north of Laramie, Wyoming on June 6th, 2018. It also shares that this tornado was rated an EF3, which is severe and strong, with winds from 218 to 266 kilometers per hour according to the scale. The video starts off with him realizing that the tornado is about to touch down.
There it is. It is.
So while this of course looks absolutely incredible, and I, like I'm sure many of you are, was in complete awe of watching this huge thing form, but then I became horrified because that's a gigantic tornado and I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that thing. The video continues on to later show the tornado as it rips across the highway. In our number 6 spot today, we have the swarm. Okay, I hate bugs, all of them. I know that many of them are important, but there are some that just cause more problems than anything. And you know what one of the worst is? Locusts. That is exactly why this dashcam is an absolute nightmare. This is a video that comes to us from Russia, and at first I thought it was capturing some kind of crazy storm, but as it turns out, this storm is actually a swarm of locusts. There are easily millions of locusts flying around, pelting into the front of this truck, and and even the truck had to slow down because you can barely see what's in front of you. In our number 5 spot today, we have the car chase glitch. This video was caught on a police dash cam and it shows something pretty unexplainable. The police officer is on a car chase with a perpetrator. The criminal is doing his best to evade the police and continually fakes pulling over to then quickly turn around. He is going pretty crazy, swerving all over the road, which is both confusing and strange, but this is when things get really weird. He takes a turn towards a fence, and this is when something I can't quite understand happens.
A fence at the end means no way out, or does it?
It would appear as though this man somehow drove through a fence that was left with no holes and then just basically disappeared into the night. I honestly can't figure out what happened here, but this guy must have been extremely lucky or something more sinister is going on. In our number 4 spot today, we have ice. Okay, this is just a reminder, when it is winter and snowing, you gotta clear the snow and ice off of your car. We're not just talking about the stuff on your windows so that you can see, although that is very important too, but you know, the snow on your roof could be more than just snow, and it might just become someone else's nightmare. This dashcam video shows someone driving on the highway as a huge chunk of ice flies off of the roof of the car in front of them. This ice of course finds its perfect landing spot right on the front window of the car with the camera, and it basically just shatters it instantly.
As Turkish police believe the suspects are supporters of ISIS who were planning attacks on New Year's Eve. Police and prosecutors, the 2 suspects were arrested in the Turkish.
Of course, there are so many scenarios where this could have been so much worse, and thankfully the driver was okay and able to pull over safely. But again, it just shows us all the potential dangers of cutting corners when it comes to making sure our cars are clear of snow and debris in those bitter winter months. In our number 3 spot today, we have a landslide. Mother Nature is truly one of the most powerful things on this planet, and while we can do our best to predict some disasters, some seem to just come out of nowhere. This video comes from 2013 and it shows a very near miss during a landslide. The video was taken in Taiwan and comes from the dash of a car that is following behind another one. There is clearly heavy rain as they round a corner, but just as they straighten back out, the car in front of the one with the camera gets pushed into the other lane by a landslide that occurs seemingly out of nowhere. It seems kind of crazy that this dirt came flying over the edge out of nowhere, but when the dust settles a bit, you can see the reason why, which clearly becomes the biggest threat. Yeah, imagine a huge boulder just barely missing you like that. While having all of that stuff come flying at you before was probably a terrifying experience, had that huge boulder been just a foot or 2 over, things could have been so much worse. In our number 2 spot today, we have the California fire. Fire is terrifying. There's really no other way to explain it, and that is exactly what makes this dashcam video so harrowing. This video comes from August 18th, 2020, and it shows the view as someone drives through and tries to escape the Hennessy fire that was seen in Napa County, California. It honestly looks like a scene from a movie, and that isn't meant to downplay it, it's just so unbelievable and absolutely terrifying. It is said that the fire was started after a series of unusual thunderstorms rolled through the area as a tropical storm had been diminishing. These storms brought a reported 10,849 lightning strikes, which in turn sparked about 376 known fires across the state. In our number 1 spot today, we have the bushfire. This is a video that comes to us from the Dunmore Rural Fire Brigade and is from January 2020 during a bushfire. The video caught on the dash cam shows the fire crew responding to try and help protect some of the residents' properties, and things seem like fairly low-key and sort of routine at the beginning. But things quickly take quite the turn, and that is all because of a very sudden change in the 100km/h winds. This video does an amazing job at showing us just how quickly these sort of things can change, and man is it frightening. You can totally see the atmosphere change and darken as they all pack up and move to get out of there as quickly as possible before the fire gets absolutely out of control. Just as they drive off into the distance, the fire begins to rage uncontrollably, and by the 2-minute mark of this 3.5-minute video, the area is unrecognizable. Alright guys, that has been our list for today. Thanks so much for checking it out. I've been your host today, Olivia Kozlowski, and I'll see you next time. Bye!